I studied English and FTT, film, and I was really interested in writing. I always knew that I wanted to write. After I graduated from Notre Dame, I wanted to be a teacher, and I taught English for 4 years, and then I taught Shakespeare performance for 1 year. And for my 5th year of teaching, I was working specifically at the Robinson Community Learning Center in South Bend, and I was spending a year learning about performance-based pedagogy, specifically how we can use performance as a means of increasing literacy. And that was a completely transformational experience. And then I just decided to move to New York City. So I was working as chief of staff at Women in the World with Tina Brown. The work was incredibly editorially heavy, incredibly production heavy. There was also a really intense teamwork aspect of it, which I found that I loved. And that makes sense because the work that I was doing at Notre Dame as an undergrad, it was very fast-paced. I was doing work with PEMCO. I was always kind of part of a team. So all of these things are making sense. The puzzle is coming together. The math is adding up. Then the pandemic hit, and we weren't really sure if our live event's ever going to happen again. Is the theater ever going to open? What's going to happen? And it was one of those moments where I really had to rely on a level of resilience that I do think is not unrelated to, liberal arts formation, right? Where you really then had to also kind of dig into the toolbox of okay, resilience, innovation. I've got to be creative here. I've got to be nimble here because this is unprecedented and I'm not sure where any of us are going to kind of end up. I ended up getting pulled onto a book project, quite unexpectedly, but very welcome. I was working with Tina Brown again, but she asked me to lead research and project manage research for her book, The Palace Papers. And the book did really well. It was a New York Times bestseller, and it was a Sunday Times bestseller. And then we now find ourselves here at the University of Cambridge. And I work here at St. Edmund's College as an executive officer. I think one of the most important lessons is you cannot predict what's going to happen next. There are skills and tools that you can lean into that will help you wayfind whatever is to come. And also the wayfinding is in itself an opportunity. And I think that's what I find most exciting about the liberal arts, is that it invites the most opportunities to explore and to discover.